Welcome to today's Explainer. Let's get right into it, because we are unpacking a literal tectonic shift in the digital landscape today. Ever since Google I/O 2026, the entire foundation of how we find things online, well, it's been turned completely upside down. We are moving away from that classic static search results page. You know the one. Instead, we're hurtling headfirst into an era defined by search agents and generative UI. If you want your digital content to stay competitive, honestly, understanding the shift isn't just a nice-to-have anymore, it is absolutely mandatory. So let's jump right in.
Okay, think about this quote for a second. The old question was, where do we rank? The new question is, how do we appear when AI generates the search experience itself? Wow, that perfectly shatters the illusion that traditional SEO is enough, right? For like 2 decades, the game was simple. Target a keyword, fight tooth and nail for page 1, and count the clicks. But when AI is dynamically building the search experience on the fly, just ranking as a blue link doesn't guarantee you'll actually be seen, let alone recommended by the AI. The fundamental question for us as digital marketers has entirely changed.
So here is our structured path for today's explainer. The end of traditional search, enter AI search agents, the generative UI shift, structured and actionable data wins, and finally, winning with DareAISearch.
Starting right off with Section 1, the end of traditional search. This brilliantly illustrates the total reversal in how discovery actually works now. On the left, you've got the traditional era. It's manual, it's query-based, you type a search, you scroll through a fixed page of results, you click a link, and boom, your session ends. But on the right, this is the new era of agent-based discovery. Here, you just define a goal, something like, hey, find me a family hotel in Dubai and alert me when prices drop. You delegate that whole task to the AI, and the AI works continuously to alert you. It's a massive shift from manual search to delegated discovery.
And if you're sitting there thinking, that's years away, that's some sci-fi future. Nope. Think again. 1 billion. AI mode in Google Search has already crossed 1 billion monthly active users. 1 billion with a B. This is not a beta test. This is mass adoption, and it creates a massive, immediate urgency for brands to adapt their strategies right now before they're left completely invisible to a billion users.
Which brings us to Section 2, enter AI search agents.
So, what exactly is a search agent? Simply put, it's a personalized AI built directly into Google Search that works 24/7 in the background. It monitors information continuously to help users take action at the exact right moment. And with this rollout beginning this summer for Google AI Pro and Ultra subscribers, the search engine isn't just responding to you anymore. It is actively working on your behalf around the clock.
Just think about the specific stuff these agents are running continuously in the background. They're tracking product price drops, monitoring stock for those sold-out shoes you've been hunting for, watching for travel deals, following real estate market changes, and alerting you the literal second your criteria are met. It's honestly like having a relentless personal shopper who never, ever sleeps. The entire discovery journey is no longer about winning a single moment of search. It's about being visible to an AI that is constantly monitoring the web.
All right, let's transition to Section 3, the generative UI shift. The days of everyone seeing the exact same 10 blue links are officially over. Instead of fixed text links, the AI dynamically generates the interface based entirely on what the user is actually trying to do. If you're comparing software, it builds a comparison table. Looking for local businesses, it builds a map-led experience. It can instantly generate product selectors, visual trackers, even little mini apps right there on the results page. The layout is totally fluid and adaptive. Now, what's really interesting here is how this proves that rankings are absolutely no longer universal. Let's say 4 people are searching for running shoes. User A asks a broad question and gets a basic visual guide. But user B has specific constraints, knee pain under 10K, so the AI builds a product selector with filters. User C is doing a direct brand comparison, so they get a dynamic comparison table. And user D is delegating a task, so they get a dashboard-style tracker. 4 similar intents, 4 completely different interfaces. You literally can't just rank number 1 for this anymore.
Because of this, the battleground has shifted. Instead of fighting for page position, brands across all industries are now fighting for inclusion right inside these dynamically generated layouts. SaaS companies need to make sure they appear inside AI-generated comparison tables. Restaurants have to fight for inclusion in local AI maps. D2C brands need to show up in product selectors, and travel brands must be seamlessly integrated into AI itineraries. The interface itself is now part of the decision-making process.
Moving into Section 4, structured and actionable data wins.
So here's the absolute most crucial point today.
An AI cannot and will not build a beautiful, dynamic comparison table if your website data is just a messy, unstructured block of text. Generative UI absolutely demands clean, structured, and comparable information. If the AI can't instantly parse your features, your pricing, and your specs, it'll just skip you and pull data from a competitor who made it easier to extract. It's that simple.
Let's contrast these two setups so you can see exactly what makes it easy for an AI. On the left, an unstructured page. Vague descriptions, hidden pricing, buried return policies, formatting that's just a nightmare to read. An AI agent is going to struggle with that and probably bail. But on the right, the agent-friendly structured page. Clear product attributes and schema markup. The pricing and offers are totally transparent. Delivery info is explicit. And they use best for sections and use case tables. This structured data makes it absolutely effortless for an AI to parse, extract, and compare your brand directly against competitors.
To truly be agent-friendly, your content needs a few very specific traits. Accurate pricing and fresh inventory data are non-negotiable, because remember, agents are constantly monitoring for changes. You need machine-readable schema, highly consistent third-party signals from reviews, and direct booking or cart links. Actionability is everything. If a user tells their agent to book a service when a slot opens, your platform better have a seamless, direct way for that agent to execute the action.
Let's move to a concrete step-by-step roadmap so you can start adapting today. Step 1. Audit your AI visibility right now across different engines. Step 2. Build a prompt bank. Start anticipating the complex delegated questions your customers will ask agents. Step 3. Structure your content heavily with FAQs, comparison sections, and schema. Step 4. Improve data freshness so agents never get stale info. And Step 5. Connect to action. Make it ridiculously easy for the user or their agent to buy, book, or schedule.
Finally, Section 5. Winning with DareAISearch.
Now that the ecosystem has entirely transformed, traditional clicks and ranking positions just aren't enough to tell the whole story. You absolutely must start tracking a totally new set of metrics. You need to measure your prompt visibility, how often you're getting AI mentions and citations, and your actual inclusion rates within those dynamic generative UIs. You also need to track the sentiment the AI associates with your brand, how you stack up in competitor comparisons, and your overall agent readiness signals. This is your new scorecard.
And this is exactly where DareAISearch comes into play. It's basically the essential platform for tracking this whole complex new paradigm. DareAISearch empowers brands to monitor their visibility across the entire AI-led journey. It tracks those crucial mentions, the citations, the sentiment, and most importantly, your inclusion in those generative UI modules. It literally bridges the gap between traditional SEO performance and this new agentic AI discovery process, making sure your brand actually stays visible.
Which leaves us with one final, pretty massive question as you look at your current digital strategy. Are you still just optimizing for traditional rankings on a static page, or are you truly optimizing for AI inclusion in a dynamic interface? The future of search won't wait around, and adapting your data to be structured, fresh, and agent-friendly is exactly how you win this next era of discovery. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Now go out there and structure that data.